Good evening, everybody here, and everybody present here tonight. Thank you all for coming and for the speech over here to be inspired a little bit. A night of, as it says on the flyer, a night of Emunah, a night of planting Emunah, and that's an extraordinary event that we have so many people who want to listen and want to know how to relate and how the Torah relates. How the Torah relates to our current issues that's penetrating the whole world and has its effect on our lives on a daily basis. So as we start, I can just say that what we say tonight should be L'Shem Shemayim, and it should go in everybody's heart. And V'noam Hashem Elokeinu Aleinu, and Mas Yedenu Koinu Aleinu, Mas Yedenu Koinei. In Tehillim chapter 87, Perik Pei Zayin, it says, Ahavei Hashem Sharei Tzion Mikol Mishkenos Yaakov. That Hashem has chosen Sharei Tzion, the gates of Yerushalayim, of Israel, from all other settlements and all other places throughout the world. I'll wait until we get adjusted.
Almost there. You did it.
And so it's Eretz Yisrael, which is Eretz Hashem, Asher Hashem Elokecha Doish Oiseh Tomid, Eina Hashem Elokecha Bo Mereishis Hashana Ad Achis Shana. That from every minute and every given moment from when Hashem created the world, He already gave Eretz Yisrael to the Jewish people. And His eyes is on the land of Israel from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, to see what's going on and trying to look what's good for the people and what's good for the land, and how to bring the ultimate people, His chosen people, to the great land of Eretz Yisrael, which He promised for Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, our forefathers, that will be our future land. This phrase that we learn in the Torah, that Eretz Hashem Elokecha Doish Oiseh Tomid, Ein Hashem Elokecha Bo Mereish Shana Ad Achis Shana, connects every Jew in the universe, around the whole globe, and gives them a part, a land in Eretz Yisrael. Every Jew, wherever he is in the whole world, he has his real estate. It's there. The land is right there. It's waiting for him. It's been given to him by Hashem and dictated to him, and it's his. And therefore, because every Jew in the whole world has his place in Eretz Yisrael, and as ultimately we all waiting for the moment of a kibbutz goliath when Hashem will take together all Jewish people, as it says in Yid Dechacho. B'ktzei Hashemayim, Sham Yigabetzcha Hashem Sham Yikechechu, V'yacha Hashem Elokechu al ha'uretz, Asher Yoshiv V'secha, V'yirishta V'ytivcha V'ytirim V'secha. And it says in the Torah, in the Parasha, that even if we'll be on the other side of the world, and even wherever Hashem put you there, it will be on the side, in the skies, any place where you be in the whole globe. Hashem promises in the Torah, I will pick you up from there and bring you to Eretz Yisrael. Rashi there emphasizes in that pasuk that it's with a hardship, bekoishi, it's a hardship. What's the hardship? It's a question. What's the hardship? HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Is there any hardship? HaKadosh Baruch Hu. HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Kol Yochel. He can do everything. What's the hardship? But as we have gone through Galus, away from Eretz Yisrael for so many years, wherever we went through oceans and cities and states, and we were in gullahs, going from Babel up to going into Rome and in Europe and Germany and going all over all places from Morocco, and we were all until we came to the States, and wherever we are in Australia, there's Jews all over the world. There's not a single place almost in the globe where there's no Jews. We built up kehillas, we built up yeshivas, education, and Botei Midrashim. We built up Jewish homes, put up mezuzahs, and put up Shabbos homes and kosher homes and shuls and mikvahs. We did so much. And then Hashem says, we have to pick everything up and leave to Yisrael. People say, what will be with this, our work? So many tremendous, we put in so much effort, so much work. We built up till we built the Talmud Torah, the girls' school, till we built the mikvah, built the shul. What's the need with all these things? So that says, Bekoishi, Hashem says, I will, Hashem will take every single synagogue, every single Jewish home, every single mikveh, everything we build, every Mesiras Nefesh, and replant them in Eretz Yisrael. And this is the day we are really all waiting for. So, talking about this subject and our connection to Eretz Yisrael, this ultimate brings us all to worry every minute and every given second what is going on in Eretz Yisrael. Because we know that this dabek b'midosov, whatever Hashem does, we like to do the same. But the Gemara teaches us, like Hashem is Gomel Chesed, we also Gomel Chesed. Whatever Hashem does, we also like to do. Especially when Hashem says, I watch on Israel 24/7, from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. We Jews all over the world, every minute, we're like one nation, one family, one big family. What happened in Israel? Whenever we hear a tragedy, a terrorist attack, we're all right there. What happened? Who got hurt? Is it us? Is it Jewish? Is it Jew? What's going on? We're so connected. This is our connection. And that's why I understand that the theme of the night, which was picked, was what we think about Eretz Yisrael and our connection, the future of Eretz Yisrael, and what really brings us tonight here, and I think is why I was brought here, is to explain more in depth about the current affairs, what's going on in Eretz Yisrael, what's going on in the world, and how it affects us Yidden all over the world. As I touch this delicate subject, I want to correct something in the theme of the evening that was on the flyer. And the first thing is, I don't know when Mashiach is coming. Let it be loud and clear. I don't know when Mashiach is coming. Rambam wrote in the Yid Gimel HaKorem, what we see every day, the 13 believes that we believe every day, Ani ma'amin b'emunah shelema, b'viat HaMashiach, every day, every moment, we always wait, we yearn, and we always try to wait, and we yoshev mitzaper for Mashiach to come. That's what we do, and that's what we have done since the Churban Beit HaMikdash until this day, 2,000 years almost, that we're waiting every day for the Mashiach to come and redeem us, and give us the redemption, and build the Beit HaMikdash. That's what we're waiting for. So if anyone came to get for me a date, I got no date. And so I will rather talk a little bit about the general current events that we're going through, and see, are we ready for Mashiach? And for that, I can elaborate a little bit more. Are we ready for Mashiach? Is the nation ready for Mashiach? Is Israel ready for Mashiach? We see the world changes, and it brings excitement. The world's changing. We haven't seen this for so many years. 2,000 years we haven't seen such a new development, which is occurring all over. The Arab countries are falling apart, eating each other, making place for the big Eretz Yisrael, cleaning out over there. I just said the other day that the former secretaries of states and president said that we need two countries. You need a Pitaron Shtei Medinot. We have two nations. I said, I agree 100%, but the boundaries, I don't agree. We need two countries. You're right. But our boundaries, just take a look at that. We have our Torah. Our Torah is the deed. That is the deed of our land. And the boundaries are right there in the Torah. And no one can compromise those boundaries for any reason. Because those boundaries, that's the promise. That's the promise. Those boundaries are the promise. So when we're talking about we have to have two countries, I agree. ISIS made place now. You got plenty of kilometers over there. You can have plenty of land, and you can put more than 3,000 non-Jews there. And if all Chilonim people don't want to observe, can go with them right out of the, right out of the boundaries of Israel, and they make their own boundaries and make their own, country right there. After 70 years of World War II, we came out of the war known as the Holocaust. To me, us, more known as the World War II. We came out suppressed. We came out hurt. Oceans of blood, hate from all the nations around the world. No one wanted to open up the doors for our refugees. Very little saved themselves. All over the world we got spread out, and with a miracle, every single person who survived that war went through a miracle. We came to the conclusion, we must fight. We must fight. And we asked Hashem in our prayers, Rabbana Shalom, we always said Shema Yisrael. Close to 6 million or over 6 million, we don't know the exact number, but it's presumed 6 million or over Jews yelled and screamed and announced Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. When they went Al Kiddush Hashem, they sacrificed themselves, from small children to men and women, wives and mothers, old and young, had no age. All were slaughtered out without any mercy, without any rachmanis. Those tears, those blood, was so cried and heard in the Shemayim. And as the old Belzer Rebbe said, Rebbe Army Belz, we got a wink. Hashem gave us a wink with his eye and let us back into Eretz Yisrael. We know the conditions, how Eretz Yisrael can be preserved and secured for us as the Jewish people. I have nothing new to tell you today, other than to read you the psakim that we say every day in the Kriyat Shema. V'hoya, Shmoya, Tishme, and Tzvoisai. And Hashem goes down in Kriyat Shema, V'satim ta'artzachem, Ita Yorem Malkosh. We know that the only time that we can hold on to Eretz Yisrael, Eretz Yisrael should be for us forever, is if we observe the mitzvot that Hashem gave us. If not, we're not a chosen nation. We're just as good as other nations. Hashem chose us because we chose Him. We yelled Na'aseh v'nishma when He gave the Torah, when He gave the 10 Commandments. When He yelled out the 10 Commandments, Anochi Hashem lo yilecha. He gave us Zochas Yom Shabbos, Shomer Shabbos. This is the conditions we got our Eretz Yisrael. This is the conditions that we preserve Eretz Yisrael. These are the conditions to secure the Jewish people in Eretz Yisrael. For 70 years, there was conflict. It was 70 years of conflict between the religion, people who came back to Eretz Yisrael and said, we want to observe, we've been out for so long, Almost 2,000 years we're away from our homeland. Now we had the schus after such a war. We want to be observed. We want to see the Torah. We want to be part of we want to see the Holy Land with all its brachas, all the Shabbos and Kedusha. We want to observe the Ten Commandments, which everybody, even the Gentiles, the Goyim, know what the Ten Commandments is all about. And we ask, this is what we want. But there were a lot of people who suffered so much through the war. It was hard for them to commit themselves. And we called it Tinik Shenishbu. It's like a child that was taken away from his parents and put into custody of a non-Jew and didn't know anything about Jewishness. That's called Tinik Shenishbu. That he doesn't know anything different. We tried to forgive. We tried to wait out that generation. 70 years later, we look at Yisrael. How does Yisrael look? All over the world, our dream is only for Yisrael. All we want is to have a homeland where we can Shabbos see the Seres HaDibrot. We're not looking for anything. We're not going to put on a kippah for the whole Jewish nation at Yisrael. Nah, we know it's not it. All we want is a little bit. Enoch Hashem, Emunah, Lo Yilecha. No place for any other cults, religions. Lo Yilecha Kimachem Al Ponai. We want Zochasem Shabbos Lekatsha, Shomer Aslem Shabbos. We want education to understand what Kabbalah Sevicha V'Semecha is all about. We want the education system to give out good children, respected children. We wanted a pure nation who understands the value of purity. We don't want a nation who teaches their children raise them away to Western cultures, which Hashem hates. Elakem soine zimu Bilam knew it. Bilam HaRosh who came to curse the Yidden, you know that okay, I can't win him with curse. I'll give you a good advice. Hashem, the God of the Jews, hates Zimo. He hates adultery. He hates these things. We want our nation, our clean nation, to stay away from all this. We want a Seres HaDibrot. We're not looking for too much. We don't want to walk in everybody's life. But as a nation, if we have to fight in our own nation for Shabbat Kodesh, is this why we went for Kiddush Hashem? This is why we've been suffering so many pain and agony for so many years? That the Jew comes to Eretz Yisrael, who goes in Tel Aviv, will not find the Shabbos? For that, Collins Avenue is enough. Go to Paris, Brazil. For that's not why we come to Israel. Do people have to go out and demonstrate for Eretz Yisrael? To demonstrate for Shabbos? Can we give a free hand for so many mayors to say, in my city, I don't want any Shabbos? Well, it might be in this city. Why stay in Israel? If you don't want Shabbos, we're making a new land right next to Israel. It's over our borders. It's the borders by Syria over there. That location will be the new state. Go over there with all the Arabs, with all the non-Jews. Stay right there. There you won't have Shabbos. It's looking in the media every day, listening what's going on. It's a shame. It's a shame that our country, in a Jewish country, the theme, the government has not introduced strict laws. This is a Shabbos observing country. I have been in some countries in Europe. I couldn't even find a single store for a soda on Sunday. Everything was closed. You won't get a vending machine out there someplace. That will be the train station. We in a Jewish state, which our guarantee for this state is the Seret HaDibrot, the Ten Commandments. And the whole world is up on our Ten Commandments. And our own state, Chilul Shabbat, is just going freedom of speech, freedom of movement. Torah and democracy sometimes clash. Democracy is good. Democracy is good. But when it clashes with Torah, it's bad. Democracy was good. In America too. But when terrorists cross the border and blow up buildings here, it's bad. Democracy cannot be used as a general word. This is a democracy. And do whatever you want. Go to a shopping mall and blow yourself up. It's democracy. No. If you're a terrorist, we'll bring justice to you. This country, Eretz Yisrael, has laws. Laws of Shabbat, of Kedusha, Torah, education. Can we even think a minute that education system in Israel does not educate our young boys and girls to Shema Yisrael, Hashem, Elokeinu, Hashem, Echad? They don't start the day with Shkirat Shema, with Moda'ani, Lefonecha. Is it possible, such a thing? We have to separate religion from government. What is happening? An uproar. Demonstrations. For the last years, we have even more intense demonstrations. We haven't had that demonstration 70 years, all the years. But for the last years, you see an uprising. If not of the Torah we learn, we religious people who learn Torah and know that the Seder HaBrot says, Lo tirtzach, one may not hurt another Jew, one may not insult another Jew. We would have been after the revolution already. We couldn't have stayed in the same country. We would have thrown out the people who don't want to observe. We couldn't handle such a thing. And how it's going right now, that every night and every day you have demonstrations just for Shabbos, demonstrations not to be recruited in an army, not an army that is professional, not an army that watches on its borders, on its people, on its residents, but an army that teaches right and wrong, brings up our children into immoral behavior. Is this why we have an army? This is why we're going to send our children and recruit? This is what we're seeing every day in the media. We're fighting for our children to stay purified. It's an honor to serve an army of Hashem. It's a great honor to serve. The Torah says, the whole Seder talking about the parasha, talking about going out and recruiting yourself, joining an army. We love to be in an army. But an army with morals. An army without morals, can we have our children there? Can we send a boy over there and bring him with payas with a beard and tell him, no, the general said you have to shave yourself, cut off the payas, and then you don't need for Shabbos. We have, a Rav says that for Shabbos, we have a heter. You don't have to. With Shabbos, you can do Machal Shabbos. And slowly take him off the derech. Once we thought, as it will grow, it will be Chazara B'Tshuvah, a million Chazara B'Tshuvah, a million Bal Tshuvas grew in Israel. Slowly but slowly after Rabbi Vadi Yosef made the Shas, which was the Sephardic Miflaga, the Tnua from Shas, the party, so many joined it. Thousands of thousands, tens of thousands joined the party, and even a greater Chazara B'Tshuvah. And we thought that demography, we're going to, at the end, at the ballot, we're going to win. But what happened? They stopped us by the ballot, attempting to keep the demography away. They brought in 1 million goyim from Russia, from all over the world. You just want to come to Israel? Come on. We'll give you anything you want. Just stay with us. Vote for us. Vote for our party. This is how Israel looks today. That if someone wants to preserve his education, which he has even down here, in AVENTURA, in Miami, in Florida, all over the world, he's more secure to have a child being a Shomer Shabbos, a Kedusha v'Tahara, than sending him to Israel. Because most likely they'll put him off the derech. And they've proven to do it. It's a shame. It's a pity. It does not show us that our nation, the people, the leaders of our nation, are ready for the change. But are all people not ready for the change? The answer is no. We are in a constant fight, a constant battle. We are battling the people who are not in charge now. And a split of a second, a revolution can occur. A split of a second. If it continues, the demonstrations that we have seen for the last 2-3 years in Israel, I can't see another prime minister after this Benjamin Netanyahu. I think they should better keep him in place there. Because you cannot have a Jewish country without the 10 Commandments. You cannot have such a country. Such country cannot exist. Having every soldier and every soldier, every resident in Israel has to watch out, walking left, right, with, and he has to have a gun to shoot an intruder, to shoot a terrorist. Is that a country? Is that the promise that Hashem gave us? That a sword would not go through a sword won't go through your nation, your country, your land. We have to teach our children just how to look and how to fight back. Because the only one who gives peace and the real peace, real security is Hashem. I always tell people, you can go out and fight with anybody. If you got a strong fist, you know karate, you have ammunition, go out and fight anybody. You might win, you might lose. If you fight Hashem, you lose. He's the only one, don't wait. He'll wait for you. He'll wait for you in the place where you most need him. That's when he'll wait for you. Don't fight Hashem. He'll always win you. This country has been trying to fight Hashem for the last 70 years. And he's not giving any peace. Oiseh shalom b'mroimav, he yaseh shalom aleinu. V'akol Yisrael, amen. Only Hashem, who makes peace in the heaven. Between whom? Between the nations, the sarim of the nations. Between the goyim who says the whole time, why do you need Jewish people? Why do they belong to Israel? Why you give them privilege? Why they're privileged? Why they're chosen? Hashem makes peace. Look at my children. Oiseh shalom b'mroimav. He yaseh shalom aleinu. Only He can bring peace. Because peace is a special blessing and you cannot buy it in the store. You cannot buy it by stretching your hand. You cannot buy it by any agreements. It won't hold. I'm sure some of you have had Shalom Bayis problems once in a time, and then you're trying to make peace. If Hashem gives the blessing, the Shechina Shriya b'neim, then there's a blessing in that Shalom Bayis. If Hashem says no, whatever you'll do, you can go marriage counselors, rabbis, and whatever, whatnot. Bring in your mother, your grandmother, your mother, or whoever to make peace. It won't fall in. Peace will fall when a Shekhinah puts his name in there. Ish ve'isha shchina b'neim. Hashem says, yes, this home is a kosher Jewish home. I want peace there. It will stay peace. And only tefillah can bring this. Being good to Hashem, doing good deeds. Hashem makes miracles. And homes where peace couldn't even think about peace. Peace is everlasting all of generations. People go out in business, in the shul, they try and make peace. They reach out with a hand. Let's make peace. If Hashem doesn't call out that peace, that shalom, it won't happen. Nations are trying to make peace. Look at these Muslims, they all believe in Islam, Muhammad, and whom they believe over there. And they're killing each other. Why are you killing each other? If you believe, why are you killing each other? What kind of emunah is this? What kind of belief is? What kind of religion is this? A religion, I don't know. Murder and murder and murder and murder. What kind of religion is this? Our religion, Jewish religion, is only peace. What Hashem asks the whole time, he asks Sim Shalom Toivim and Bracha, to keep asking the whole time, Hashem, all tefillahs 3 times a day, give us peace, because only you can give this gift of peace. In my opinion, which I can say, we all have to pray to Hashem, speak to our brothers and sisters, try to comfort them, pray to Hashem to be peace between the Talmidei Chachamim. There it starts. When all rabbis are in peace, it's a bracha for the whole world. When we ourselves are in peace, it's a bracha for the whole world. It's a blessing for everybody when there's peace among ourselves. That should be utilize our prayers. First prayer is to the Gedolei Yisrael, should be together. We'll be able to go out and be together, convene together, decide together, and lead the nation together. Then we have to add that even Jews to stay in tefillah, with prayer, Jews to stay together, to respect each other. Whoever has influence in explaining the people all over, where is the Jew, that 10 commandments must be observed in the land of Israel. One cannot represent a Jew, a Jewish community, a Jewish nation, if you can't observe the 10 commandments. If you are going to represent me, or 3 million Shabbos observing Jews, you better be an observing Jew of Shabbos, or you are not representing me, and I don't care what hat you wear. If you're the prime minister, if you're the foreign minister, if you're the judge, the chief judge, you are not representing me, and not representing all the Jews who observe the 10 commandments. If you cannot observe those 10 commandments, you cannot represent us. And this is what we tell to the nations all over the world. If you want to know what our opinions are on issues, speak to us. We are the Jewish nation. We went to sacrifice. We are the ones who will tell you what is right and wrong. We will tell you where we can compromise and where we cannot compromise. And it said that abroad there's no leniency. No leniency in Tzet abroad. No compromise on that. Or you observe it, or you're out. There's enough place. Move. Leave Israel if you don't like it. Leave it. This is for observing people. You're afraid about the military? Believe us, we'll build the strongest military in the world. We say it every day. We're not afraid. Hashem will protect us. We're not afraid. And we'll have a strong military, believe me. With the most advanced military we'll have without Chil Shabbat. So as we conclude this evening, it's bring out the message to all Jews. Let's live in peace. Let's live a Torah life. This is my message to all Jews around the world. My message to all people. Whether it's a political arena or any arena, any representative who wants to represent us, you are not representing us if you cannot observe the Ten Commandments. May Hashem help. As Hashem, we said in the Torah 2 weeks ago, that Hashem promised us that He will cleanse all the Jews from their sins, and we are confident He will do so. In Yahadut, in the Torah, in Judaism, remorse is one of the great concepts. Shuvah is one of the great concepts. We'll always stretch our hand to our fellow brother, whether he's observant or not. Always. Our hearts go out for any Jew hurt all across the globe, whether he was observant or not. And we're begging them, please stop drilling a hole and that great ship that is sailing to the Gula Shalem. May Hashem help us all to merit, to see Mashiach Tzidkeinu and the Gula Shalem and Binyan Beis Hamikdash b'mheir v'yameini. Amen. Good night. Any questions? Yes. I'll take a few questions.
Great that we're all ideally getting along and supporting each other. There has been floating around Facebook and different social media about the new president of the United States and the gematria.
I will address the United States tomorrow in a speech, and this is dedicated for Israel, and that's what the theme for tonight. Okay. And that's what I'll speak it tomorrow about American Jews live in America and about the new administrations and the old administration. We'll talk about it tomorrow at the speech in the Temple Moses, right? And Temple Moses 8 o'clock. Temple Moses 8 o'clock. Yes. Any other questions? Yes.
Would it be correct to say that the Rebbe is saying that we're fooling ourselves to believe that that the state of Israel is a Jewish country or a Torah country, right? That's what I tell everyone. Everyone thinks but it's not.
We want it to be a Jewish country because that was promised to us that it will be that way, and we are fighting for it. We are fighting for it. And we are patient. We have been patient 70 years. We're still patient, but our patience is running out. The revolution is right in front of our nose. Yes?
They're saying in 67, if 100,000 Jews would have come from America to Eretz Israel, they would have changed the whole map of Eretz Israel. Maybe if let's say 3 million from Jews from America come to...
I wish I could have that influence to bring 3 million Jews to Israel. Maybe if we could take 3 million Chilonim and bring them over here in Arabs, given our houses here, maybe it will work. I don't know. I think the Prime Minister, Ariel Sharon, and all our Olmert is going to come out of what kind of education is this? Our Prime Minister, President, and everybody is under investigation and serving time in jail. Is this an education? Is this a kind of what we're looking? Is this what we have to look out for? Yes, it's a shame. But if they will all move away, maybe they know how to transfer. They transferred from Gush Katif 10,000 families. They know how to do it best. If they can transfer a lot of Arabs back to all over the world, and we'll be ready to go. But Kibbutz Goliath is something that Hashem says He'll do it by Himself. So let's wait it out.
Perhaps accelerating the dip a bit. I've heard that if two communities or one community keeps 2 Shabbosim in a row, that would expedite the Geula. Suggestions on how this community might be able to do that?
We actually had an initiative 10 years ago of bringing Shabbos across the world, and we try to get financial support for the two Shabbosim, which was Shabbos HaGodol and for Pesach 2 Shabbosim. And we worked on it hardly. We tried to get people to give us the funds that we need to go around the world.
Right.
And we couldn't get the funds together. But our prayers was heard. And about 2 years ago, in South Africa, they made Shabbos, I think across America, Shabbos across the world. And it's picking up. It's not my concept which I had, what you're talking about, Tosha Bosim. I had that idea. 10 years I've been waiting. If you get financial, I'll be happy. I'm sure that the president and his son-in-law will help us to support us to give the Shabbos across the world.
Well, what's the number we're looking for?
Excuse me?
What's the number we're looking for financially?
Well, you have to spread the word. Everybody should observe that Shabbos. You're talking about a good $3 million to put billboards out in all the world and explaining what it is. And, observe these two Shabbosim and let's merit the Mashiach to come.
Okay. There's another means. Cool.
Good night.
Everybody.
Be all gebenched. Anybody wants to daven?
Thank you. Join us. Thank you, Facebook.
Go in.